Okay, hey guys, this is your boy Dark Raku here with What If, Issei had white flames. Now, before I continue on, I know that half of you people are going to question and where I'm going to or when I'm going to upload as a call. What if Issei was the reincarnation of Gojo and Kakashi? The reason why I really haven't had any time, that and I was too lazy to rewatch it, and also the fact that I have school and other things, and I also have to upload my first channel, which I haven't actually put a link or anything for what's it called, just for the description, because I have done that in my what's it called, first channel. That I think that's why somehow some people managed to get into my managed to find my second channel. But yeah, because of my old videos on my first channel, I managed to just put it in the description, very bottom for my other three friends. But not the point. I should actually kind of, what's it called, put in the description. Maybe not. Maybe I forget, and maybe I wouldn't care that much. But yeah. But pretty much this is called What If Issei Had White Flames. I think I already mentioned this. So yeah. So of course I'm just gonna start a new What If. There's two things here. Solo Leveling has just uploaded like 3 chapters. I think I didn't mention that, or I think I did mention that in one of the videos I haven't really uploaded. Yes, I have a video that I've been holding on to, but I never did upload it because it's a new What If, and I don't know if I should upload it or not because, I don't know. But shit, whatever. Pretty much that What If was called What If Issei was song, or yeah, was song, because you see here in the newest chapters, I'm not trying to spoil it, but pretty much Song comes back into the human world, and he's the only one who's actually able to have powers. But I wanted to pretty much just, never mind. I don't want to explain it too much, and I don't want to, like, if people haven't read it, the new chapters, because not many people should have, or maybe people just realized he won't come back, mostly the writer or something, which is kind of sad that he died, but I don't know how they're even uploading it. Either they got another writer, or they got another whatever. But not the point. I know I'm rambling on, so let me begin on with this What If, and let me shut the fuck up. But yeah. Sorry. Let me just begin. Okay, sorry. So, we go into Issei. Now, before I mention on, yes, Issei is going to have a system. Yes, Issei is going to be the White Flame Monarch, also known as a demonic monarch. Yes, if I can remember right, I think the White Flame Monarch was the demonic monarch, or demon monarch, or whatever. I forgot what it's called, but I know his name is White Flame Monarch, but whatever. Don't worry if you're wondering what movesets he's going to have. Well, I have a moveset, a couple of skills, because in what's it called, my first channel, I have done something similar to this. But yeah, mostly for a different character. But yeah, I have like 3 different skill sets for him. But yeah, but not the point. Let me, what's it called, go into this What If, and let me shut the fuck up. But yeah. But let me begin. Sorry. I know I'm breathing. I should shut the fuck up. I'm a little tired. I know. Yeah. I only have like 15 minutes or whatever. And then, yeah. So I might just do this for 15 minutes, upload, and done. Or I could upload the other one. Oh god, I'm just rambling on. Let me begin. So, we begin into Issei. Issei Hyodo. He is right now in his house. Now, there's one problem with his house. He is not alone. He's with his parents. Yes, his mom and dad, Mika, Hyodo, and what's it called? Goro, Hyodo, mostly his father and mother, and another person. Actually, this another person is a crazy person who kind of what's it called, is holding them with a gunpoint right now. Having a gun and a knife. Now, of course, this person has like grayish kind of hair. It's not Frederick. It's not the crazy priest. It's kind of another priest. But yeah, this is where, this priest is the next priest. But of course, this is where he's holding them with gunpoint and saying, "Who's the one with the sacred gear, huh? Which human are you with the sacred gear?" This is where, the parents are confused. Of course, the mom already fainted. She couldn't really stand up to this whole pressure. The father is trying to comfort the mother, but of course is where, he's not trying to do any action or he would get shot. And Issei is just frozen there. Issei has never experienced this, just stuff. Now I should mention one thing. Issei is 17, yes, but this is like about 5 months before what's it called, the whole well, kind of going to school. So it's pretty much his summer break. Pretty much it's, well, he's 16 and it's well, kind of, no, he's not 16, but he's almost 16. Well, not almost, no. He is 16, but he's almost about to turn 17. It's summer break. I forgot when his birthday was again. Fuck. But yeah. Well, of course, I'm gonna just say it's during the summer break, okay? So, of course, this is where he's seeing his parents right now freeze. And, of course, he's also freezing. He doesn't know what to do. He doesn't want to let his parents die. Even though there might be, well, they're not really close with each other because, well, Issei is still somewhat a pervert. And, of course, his dad is a pervert, but his mom isn't. And, of course, they always argue with his perverted nature and other stuff and blah, 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 and how he's useless half the time. So, of course, even though Issei doesn't really like his parents, he still doesn't want to see them die. He doesn't want to see his mother, who gave him birth to this world, die. Or his father. He's not even thinking of any perverted stuff at this moment. He's just seeing his life flash between his eyes. This is where he thinks of something really, really fucking stupid. This is where, well, he should just run at him and try to clock him. Even though it might, cost him his life, it doesn't matter. He doesn't want his parents to die. But of course, this is where, well, it might show him to be some kind of hero, even if he dies. But he might break his mother's heart, so it's kind of saddening. Of course, this is where he breathes out, really like just a sigh of, what's it called, just like a breath that he was holding in. And this is where he made his decision. He already has. His eyes are full with determination. The person says, huh? If you do anything, this is where Issei runs at him. Now, of course, the speed that he is running at him, he isn't that fast, and he isn't that, flexible, and he isn't that strong. But of course, he's rushing at the person. The person shoots some bullets, but of course misses Issei. Because Issei is kind of clumsily trying to rush at him. Trying to dodge some of the bullets. And his luck is amazing at some point. This is where, oh, Issei is dodging. This is where he punches the person in the face. This is where the person lets go of his knife because he wasn't holding onto it tight because he still had the gun. He was holding onto the gun much tighter. This is where, well, Issei managed to grab the knife. He never held a knife before, but at this time, it was just adrenaline. It was the instinct to kill. It was the instinct to survive. There was no time to question if he should stab the man. This is where, well, it was either him, his life, his parents' life, or the man right now in front of him. He didn't care. For 1 second, he swings the knife right now straight through the man's kind of like chest. Right now was about to try to like stab him in the heart or lungs or whatever. He doesn't know where to aim, but yeah. This is where, well, the man right now, well, points the gun blank, like right now, just point blank. And of course, Issei knows that he won't dodge this. Okay, it was all there for, well, mostly just a gamble. A gamble to stop this mad, crazy man. A gamble to literally stop him. This is where, well, Issei then just moved his hand a little bit up and just aimed for his eyes. He knew that if he died trying to protect his family, at least he will make sure that this person feels a lot more pain than he will, even after his death. This is where, oh, the bullet blasts. This is where it hit Issei, but of course Issei didn't care. It hit him right in the heart. But of course, this is where, well, it did hit him in the heart. But this is where, well, Issei didn't care. He then just stabbed the knife onto the man's eye. Right now, the man is screaming. He lets go of the gun because he's in pain, too much pain. He's swelling his hands like multiple times. This is where Issei, with the last bit of strength that he's holding on, he just said, "Die, you motherfucker." He punches the man so hard in the face with all the last bit of strength. This is where Issei coughed up blood and then just falls down forward. This is where his father says, "No, Issei!" This is where, well, Issei is slowly drifting away. This is where, well, we go into black. Right now, we go into the hospital, but we go into Issei first. Issei is right now in the dark void, realizing that he's dead, realizing that his life just flashed between his eyes. Well, it's already done that, but he knew that he's dead. It shot him right in the heart. he didn't. He noticed that Ed did shoot him in the heart, so of course he's fucking dead. Heart, point blank, heart shot. Yeah, he's dead. This is where, well, Issei sighs and says, "Damn it. I guess I can never become the Harem King no more. Actually, I don't even care about becoming the Harem King no more. Pretty much, my parents are going to be too depressed about me. Probably. Or probably they will make another kid. Maybe this time a girl. Probably more successful than me. It was nothing but a useless piece of garbage," he says. This is where he starts kind of tearing up. Huh. It doesn't matter. I'm all dead. He starts laughing like a maniac, saying, "Too bad I'm dead. It doesn't matter." He starts tearing up. Well, wherever I go now, either hell, heaven, or reincarnated, it doesn't matter. I guess I will never get to see my old life. My two idiotic friends. My parents. I don't really care about half the girls no more. It's pretty much just a waste of time. If I had a second life, a second chance, I would have not missed it. I would take it just to protect all the people I love. Even if it counts, well, Matsue and, what's it called, Murahama. I would protect them. They were the only friends I had. The only ones. Ever since, well, Irina was gone. She left. Never had any others. Probably because of my charisma. It really sucks. He kind of gulps. This is where he looks into the darkness, with his eyes being devoid, until something appears right in front of him. A bluish screen. This is where, well, this bluish screen starts kind of glitching out a little bit. This is where, well, the screen says, "Would you like to become a player?" This is where, well, he says, "Huh?" This is where, well, it has yes. It either has Y for yes or no, and it has a little timer, 5 seconds. If you do not choose, well, underneath it says, "If you do not choose, you will die. For real." So where, well, he says, "What do I care so much? If I die, I die. But if this thing can give me a second chance, I won't miss it." This is where he clicks Y. Yes. Good. You have become welcome, player. This is where, well, the system said. This is where, well, I am the system. That's what it said. This is where, well, he says, well, this is where everything faded into black. He was kind of closing his eyes until he wakes up, seeing the light. This is where he sees the, well, ceiling is white tiles. This is where the light kind of hurts his eyes a little bit. But of course, this is where, well, he hears beep, beep. This is where, he says, where am I? He tries to get up. He feels much better. This is where a screen pops in, saying, "Hello, player. Welcome to the, what's it called, system. Welcome to the game system." This is where, well, he says, "Hey, am I not dead? Or did I just get transferred? Or did I just get isekai into becoming one of those game systems? I don't care. If I am dead, it doesn't really matter." This is where, well, he kind of like gets up from his bed, sees his mother right now sleeping right now in front of his bed, right now having like tears in her eyes, kind of like having her eyes kind of like soaked, mostly her like underneath her eyes. Of course, tireless, and she's just sleeping. He said, "Mom." He kind of touches her, and this is where, well, he feels her kind of being kind of cold. She's kind of shaking because it's kind of cold. This is where, well, Issei tries to get up. Of course, this is where, well, he starts moving. He kind of puts a blanket over her instead. And of course, he kind of like looks towards mostly his heart. He mostly touches it. It doesn't hurt that much. Actually, he doesn't feel hurt, just weak a little bit. But of course, this is where, well, he then looks at the little system. He doesn't question it. He just ignores it for a little bit. This is where, well, he says, "Am I really dead?" This is where, well, the door opens after, well, mostly he's like thinking if he's already dead. This is where, who comes in with mostly Goro, just to kind of get his wife. This is where what Goro sees is Issei. Issei standing up right now looking at the floor. We're not questioning what happened. This is where Goto says, Issei! This is where, well, Issei turns around and sees his father, and his father just runs towards him and hugs him. Right now, crying into his mostly, well, shoulder, and saying, well, Issei, I'm so happy that you're alive. This is where, well, Issei said, Father, what happened? This is where, well, Issei kind of got sat down, and of course, this is where, well, the doctors kind of heard what one of the Hyodos screaming, and of course, this is where Mika did kind of wake up, and this is where, well, the doctors saw Issei. This is where everyone thought it was a fucking miracle, because he got shot in the fucking heart, so of course, it's kind of a miracle right there. So of course, this is a miracle. Everyone is just shocked to see Issei awake. He point blank got shot. Of course, I should mention that Issei did also get a scar, like a knife cut to his cheek. Of course, this is where, well, it was right now patched up. Well, kind of being, well, yeah, it was patched up. And of course, this is where, well, that's how, yeah, he was kind of already hurt a little bit when he was about to, like, already tried to stab him. But yeah, this is where, well, Issei kind of looks at the doctors confusedly. And of course, the doctors decide to give him an x-ray. This is where, well, the heart, most of his heart is still beating. Of course, this is where blood is actually pumping in and other things. The bullet, they managed to, like, take it out, even though they knew that he was going to die. Like, anyone getting point-blank shot to the fucking heart was dead, even if it was a 9mm, even though everyone should be bulletproof to 9mm. Not the point. But of course, this is where, well, they just shocked to see his heart manage to regen. Even though, yeah, it did get kind of puncture. But this is where, well, people thought it was a miracle. A God blessing. This is where God should have blessed him or something. This is where, well, Issei is not much of a religion person, but if God did bless him, then he guessed he will become religion. Just like how, you know, kind of tells him when he was younger. God does so many fuck, I can't speak right now. Miracle things. This is where, well, this is where he says, yeah, Irina. He does remember kind of talking to Irina like that. He then kind of regrets kind of, well, not being religion. He's not the type to be religion. This is where, well, the doctors do some tests for a few days, mostly to see if he's actually fully fine and he won't just die doing a couple steps. But yeah, this is where, well, he's like walking perfectly, doing everything fine, and yeah, this is where, well, we go into the Hyodos. Now the Hyodos are now super overprotective of Issei. They're just went overdrive. This is where, well, they're really overprotective of Issei. That means they're not they're not allowing Issei to go to school for 2 weeks. They just rather let him recover. He did kind of take out the criminal or whatever the guy was. He looked like being ex-priest or something, which the cops did kind of get a statement from, well, the parents. Now, of course, mostly it was some crazy priestess that kind of attacked him when the cops kind of said. Of course, they were amazed in how Issei managed to kind of protect his family, even though he's a scrawny kid and really hasn't worked out. But they kind of said it must have been the adrenaline that he was rushing through his body. Of course, this is where there was also the instance to not kill, but wound him bad enough or something. Because when they kind of got there, they kind of saw Issei dead on the ground or almost dying on the ground, slowly breathing. This is where, well, and seeing the other guys, well, knocked the fuck out and having a knife to his head. Which, when they checked on the guy, he was not dead, he was just knocked out. Of course, that knife to the fucking eyes is brutal as fuck, but then again, the kid did just get point blank shot. So, of course, this is where, well, they realized, yeah, that's fucked. Of course, this is where, well, Issei was in his house for 2 days. We go into a 2-day time skip. Issei kind of just realized that he's bored. He has nothing to do. This is where, well, he doesn't feel like even touching his, like, magazines or even video games of plus 18, anime. This is where, well, he instead kind of, like, looks at the screen that he's been ignoring for 2 days. Player. This is where, well, he kind of touches it. And this is where, well, welcome, player. Issei Hyodo. This is where, well, Issei says, interesting. Title, Oppai Lover. And there was also another, what's it called? Title says Oppai Baka. This is where, well, Issei says, I see. I do remember playing some games where they kind of give me titles and they give me boosts and status. before I went to kind of just do a lot of other stuff. Whatever. This is where, well, he kind of just looks at the status of the Opie lover. Opie lover makes him just be friends and natural friends to other perverts. This is where, well, Issei says, that doesn't give me shit. What the fuck? This is where Issei ignores that. And this is where the other one is like, bad talking to girls. Like, charisma sucks. 1, -1. So he just says, oh, well, no shit, I suck. Okay, fuck. Fuck my life. Whatever. This game might have some kind of joke. Ha ha ha, fuck you too. This is where Issei kind of said. This is where, well, his stats. Strength, 1.5. This is where Issei says, damn, I'm so weak. That hurts like a bitch. This is where, well, Issei kind of looks at all his stats. Speed is barely there. Fucking, like, all his stats are kind of garbage. His, what's it called, genius levels? Well, his genius is the only thing that he's kind of smart at. It actually has a 5. That's where Issei says, huh, well, yeah, I'm always smart. I've always been smart. I just never decide to study or care that much about school. Maybe I should start studying and caring more about my future. This is where Issei thinks in his head. This is where he looks at his other stats. His other stats where it's kind of HP 20. So, of course, he kind of... Well, not 20. He has 100. Okay, well, I'm going off of Minecraft HP. But, yeah. 100. So, strength was 1.5. Stamina was barely even there. It was like 2. And, of course, this is where, well, IQ was 5. This is where durability was actually 5. It was actually durable because he did kind of take a point-blank shot to the heart. Even though he could have died. But, yeah. But, of course, he just says, interesting. 5. This is where, well, endurance is also 5. So, he took that pain like a man. And, of course, this is where, well, the, what's it called, speed, it was 2, which he thought it was decent, but just stamina sucks. Mana, it was absolute garbage. It was dirty. This is where he says, I have mana? Then again, this is kind of like an RPG. Ah, interesting. Then there was another one called Wisdom, and Wisdom was like 3. Then again, he's not that great in being wise because he rushed in there being stupid, so he kind of takes it. He says, screw it. This is where, well, something else happens. This is where, well, mission request or requests having to be done on a daily for 2 weeks or more. This is where, well, what's it called? Well, what's it called? Items that would get from it. Wait, what is it called? Is it items? Yeah, fuck. This is where it says loot drops, and this is where, well, the loot drops are skill. Well, mostly 5 skill points, kind of a dungeon key, and other stuff. That's where he says, huh, wow, this is quite useful. How many do I have to do? 100 push-ups, 100 sit-ups, 100 squats, a 10K run. He said, what the fuck? Fuck this game, seriously. Then again, I still I gotta definitely make my strength go up. I really do suck at a lot of things. So, it doesn't really matter. It's where, well, we go into Issei, kind of doing the push-ups. Okay, so, of course, this is where, well, he kind of has all that there, and of course, this is where Issei says, okay, gotta do the push-ups and other stuff. This is where, well, he starts doing the push-ups. It took like about a good 30 minutes to do push-ups because he's not that great. Now, of course, he has the whole day. He has like 24 hours. So, of course, he took 30 minutes. Then do the, what's it called, sit-ups, which took him a little bit more, 45 minutes, because he's not that strong and not that great. But, of course, it was mostly his will that was kind of keeping him doing that. Then he started doing the, what's it called, well, squats for, well, mostly 10 minutes, because it was kind of easier, but, of course, it started hurting his leg. He then just decided to take a shower first, and decides to go outside for a 10K run. Now, this is where, well, he did kind of tell his parents that he's going to just walk around. This is where, well, pretty much he was just running, doing the 10K run. Of course, this is where, well, he was kind of like running, of course. It took him hours to do it, mostly 2 hours. But of course, he managed to do it. Of course, he was extremely fucking tired. He sat on the bench at the park and said, fuck my life. Holy shit, that's actually 10. This is where he looks at the fucking mission Mission complete. This is where Issei says, oh, you got some jokes. Fuck you too. This is where, well, he's kind of cussing at the shit now. But he doesn't care. He then thinks about it. Yeah, this shit should help me out. If I'm this weak and this stupid at the same time, maybe I should kind of put my stats into... what should I put my stats into? I got 5 skill points. Or mostly, yeah, 5 stat points. And I could put it into mostly... Okay, strength, I really suck at it, so should kind of get me up. This is where, well, he kind of puts 1 stat point into strength, and that just became a 3 because rounded up, the freaking system says fuck it. But yeah, this is where, well, it becomes actually 3. So let me actually put that 3. Of course, this is where, well, he then looks at the stamina. He decides to put 1 also, so put 2. This is where IQ was good, endurance and endurance was good. This is where he looks at his speed. He then kind of thought it would be a good idea to put 3 also. Well, mostly not 3, mostly 1. And then just puts into wisdom mostly 2 leftovers to make it 5. So yeah. So he just wanted to be a little bit more wiser with his skill points. So just trying to make it more wiser decisions, wiser stuff, and not be too stupid. This is where, well, his IQ was good enough. He would just have to equal them all out, balance them out. Even though he would have hold on with the skill points in a game, he realized that it might be better to kind of start making his ship much smarter. He's not the smartest at all, that much. But of course, his strength did kind of get a +4, thanks to the fact that he was kind of building up. But yeah, well, not +4, it was, what's it called? Well, does it? Yeah, you might. It kind of goes into +4, but yeah. So of course it's like 7 now, but yeah. So of course this is where, well, that happens, and of course this is where, well, Issei kind of realized, yeah, okay, so strength is a little bit better. I might not be able to punch someone in the teeth and knock them out, but still it's good enough. Fuck it. This is where Issei goes back home, and of course this is where, well, when he kind of did that daily quest, it kind of did help him out with his other stuff like stamina and speed, but yeah. So of course, strength is 7. Of course, is where, well, or wait, no, should I have a points for that? Whatever, it's going to be 3 for right now, for the strength and other stuff that I mentioned. But of course, is where, well, we go into Issei. Issei is kind of like getting to the house, and of course when he gets to the house, he was already dead tired. His parents, well, they made him food. Well, mostly his mother. His father went to work early, but yeah. It's where, well, or not early, it was mostly during the day, mostly during the half day, but yeah. It was kind of dinner, but yeah, this is where he eats supper and kind of just go back up to his room. And of course where, well, before that, he just hugged his mother, thanking her a lot. And yeah, it was being more of a different child from, well, mostly Mika's kind of usually interaction with Issei. Maybe thanks to the whole death life situation, it kind of decided to, well, change its personality a little bit. He was more respectful to his parents. He was less of a pervert. She doesn't know that much, but of course she's probably still gonna catch him kind of like yanking the chain, if you know what I mean. Probably up there in his room. But Issei isn't doing that. Issei is just looking at his floor. This is where, well, he looks at the reward, dungeon key. This is where, well, Issei kind of looks at it and kind of question what it does. This is where there's a little question mark. And this is where, well, dungeon key. This is an E-rank dungeon key. This allows you to go into dungeons and be able to hunt and kill and get XP and upgrade your skills and get loot from dungeon, mostly defeating monsters. This, well, key can kind of go from D to C to B to A to S to double S into triple S. Triple S would be the most dangerous level. This is where he's just like, holy shit, there's a lot of them. Then again, RPGs are similar to this. If you can remember RPG games, it's like similar, but yeah. This is where, well, Issei just kind of relaxed for a little bit. This is where, well, he then looks at his skills just to see if he has any. This is where, well, yeah, he has 0 skills. He kind of just sighs, decides to kind of get a book and starts reading, because a book actually does level up his, like, what's it called, IQ, but fuck it. If he thinks about it, he's just like, realize, yeah, so strength and stamina should have been upgraded. So, you know, I'm actually going to do it that way. So, of course, let me just say strength again. So, strength is 5, stamina is 4, and speed is 5. But, yeah. Endurance and durability, they will also kind of be upgraded, but they wouldn't be upgraded that much. But, yeah. This is where, well, he starts reading a book for just the remaining hours. He knows that he doesn't have to go to school for a couple of days, but of course, mostly for like a couple of weeks. But yeah, he reads the book. He gets his like IQ a little bit up to becoming like what they call 6. But yeah, but this is where, well, he kind of does that for the next couple of days, and does also train on his body also. This is where, well, he kind of just trains on the what's it called, like, well, mostly that daily quest mission, and of course doing like IQ reading. So of course, for mostly this entire week, that, yeah, mostly the 3 days left over into the weekend, he kind of just did those couple of things. This is where we go into his strength. This is where his strength is now the level of 9. Well, yeah, 9. His stamina is level, well, 8. This is where, well, his speed is level 9. His endurance and durability, he got a little bit more muscles. So, of course, this is where, well, they kind of became, well, endurance was kind of 5, and durability was kind of 6. This is where his IQ kind of shot up to kind of being 6 a little bit, or not 6, mostly 9. And this is where, well, his, what's it called, wisdom, well, it was still kind of 5, but of course he kind of upgraded with some of the skill points and adding 4 more just to make it a 9. But yeah. This is where, well, it's just his mana sucks that he doesn't know how to upgrade that. But of course he did add, what's it called, a couple last skills that he kind of got. So kind of gave, what's it called, 4 skill points for wisdom, and he already had 11 points. He decided to help out with his HP, but save onto some of those skill points. So he added 3 skill points into HP, making him kind of go from 100 to 110 to 100 and, well, not 110. He kind of went to 120 to 140 and to 160. But yeah, it kind of just kind of goes up by 20. But yeah, this is where, well, he has the remaining last points will be, well, 7 points. But yeah. So, of course, that happens. Now, I'm doing this all by calculation, but yeah. But, of course, it worked. Well, Issei kind of realized, yeah, he should probably start trying to improve himself. He kind of realized that his stuff is pretty good. He kind of realized he's getting more muscle a little bit. But, of course, this is where, well, he sees the weekend and realized, maybe I should go towards what's it called. I should also mention that he's kind of level what's it called 4. But, yeah, I forgot to mention that. But yeah, this is where, well, Issei is kind of thinking to go in towards the dungeon, because he got a couple of dungeon keys, mostly these E-rank keys. But of course, where, well, he doesn't have any weapon, but he doesn't care. He's thinking of going to a dungeon key, well, a dungeon raiding. But yeah, this is where, well, he pulls out one of the keys, and of course, it kind of gave him a location where to go. Mostly like his whole, mostly seeing the view kind of became bluish color, making him to see where the dungeon would be at. This is where, well, it was a grayish kind of portal thing when he looking through his eyes. This is where, well, he kind of saw it was in the forest and decides to collect the key into it, kind of twist it, and then go in. This is where it says, "Would you like to go into this dungeon?" This is where, well, Issei nodded. Mostly said yes. This is where, well, why? This is where, well, welcome to the dungeon. Welcome to Beast, well, what's it called? Beast Terror. So yeah, Beast Terror, that's what it's gonna be called. This one, well, Issei sighs and says, "Well, I need a weapon. I didn't really get a weapon. Fuck it. If I have to use my bare hands, I might just use it. I did get a little bit stronger. Maybe before doing this, I did kind of get extra points. Just doing the daily thing, the daily quest. So I got a little bit extra points. This is where, well, so he has 12 in total now. But of course, well, he kind of like looks around, and of course, he's a chess. This is where he says, "Ooh, chess? This is kind of like an RPG." He kind of like grabs it, and opens it, and it's kind of a sword. Bronze sword. Bronze kind of like medium sword. Mostly a western type of sword. It's not a katana. This is where, well, he says, interesting. This is where when he lifted it up, it's kind of a little bit kind of heavy, but not much. So of course, this is where, well, he thinks of his strength and says, yeah, that'd be a good idea. This is where, well, we go into Issei going through the dungeon. This is where, well, Issei is looking around, and this is where he encounters a wild boar. This is where, well, this wild boar kind of just snorts at him. This is where, well, he just says, bring it on. Actually, this is kind of one like an RPG. Kind of getting my blood excited. This is where, well, he's grinning a little bit like a madman, but of course not grinning too much. This is where, well, something calmed him down. Game, well, mostly player system, mostly player action, or what was it called? This song had it? I don't remember. But of course, this is where it calms him down, not to go insane too much. But of course, this is where he rushes at the boar, or mostly lets the boar rush at him. And this is where, well, Issei doesn't really know how to swing a sword, but he's going to try. He said, fuck it. This is where he rushes at the boar, swinging the sword, right now being able to cut him. This is where the boar kind of got hurt. Mostly his legs cut off from the front, mostly the front legs. And of course, this is where, well, Issei then appears right in front of it and stabbing his sword into the skull. This is where, well, boar defeated. This is where, well, Issei takes out the sword, and the sword's bloody, but of course he wipes it off by just kind of wailing the sword around. But yeah, this is where, well, the blood managed to get off. But yeah, this is where, well, what do you like to, what's it called? The system says, would you like to loot this boar? This is where it says yes or no. He says yes. This is where, well, he gets two fur, like mostly 2 fur pounds, not pounds, mostly fur paws. Or not paws, fur coats or whatever. Mostly 2 of them. And of course, mostly it's like these 2 kind of like piles of fur from the boar. Of course, 2 tusks, mostly from the boar. You managed to get that. It's kind of lucky. But of course, it worked well. He also got, what's it called, some meat. 1 pound of boar meat. He says, interesting. This is where he says, where would I keep all that? This is where the, what's it called, system says, inventory appears right in front of him and say, ooh, convenience. I love the system now. This is where he kind of just grins a little bit. He looks into the, what's it called, mostly inventory. He sees all his loot there, and even see his sword. This is where he says, oh, I can pull it out. That's very convenient. Now, this would be so much better. I hope people won't be able to see this shit, because that'll be troublesome kind of explaining it to my parents and other things. But then again, they wouldn't be able to see the system because it was like right in front of my face most of the time. But I managed to ignore it. And whatever. It's time to keep going on. So we go into Issei kind of slaughtering about 5 more boars. He did kind of level up to being 6 now. But yeah. Doesn't work, well. He got 22 points in total because every time he leveled up, it kind of gives him 5 skill points. But yeah. Or staff points. But of course, this is where, well, he's smiling. He gets 6. He managed to kill 5 boars and managed to level up to 6. Of course, where, well, he says, well, that's good to know. This is where, well, it kind of gave him a kind of, well, title. Boar Hunter. This is where, well, Boar Hunter allows him to be able to hunt boars much easier. Kind of giving him, what's it called, a 15% much more striking power, mostly much more stamina, mostly strength attack, mostly attack. Yeah, 15% attack. Now, I should mention the bronze sword actually like 6+. The boars has, what's it called, a health of like, what's it called, 12, but yeah. This is what, well, the sword also, what's it called, strength, kind of endurance, kind of has like 50, but yeah. He used about like a couple times, so of course it's like 40 something. Don't worry about it. This is where, well, he says, wow, this is interesting. I can upgrade my stuff now. Yes. This is where, well, he then kind of puts the board title by trying to get rid of the Alpha, what's it called, Baka and the Alpha lover. He doesn't really care. He hasn't actually, the Alpha lover kind of got lost after a couple of days. And the Alpha Baka was still there, which he still didn't really care. This is where, well, Issei kind of gets the boar hunter, and this is where he can now one-shot these boars. Well, this is where something different happens. Instead of a boar this time kind of attacking him, it was none other than a fucking tiger. This is where he says, what the fuck? Why is there a tiger here? Then again, this is a system, so, neat. This is where he looks at the tiger. Rare creature, white tiger. This is where he says, oh, fuck. Level 10. This is where he said, oh, shit, this might be bad. But then again, a white tiger I have never seen. This is actually beautiful. I wonder if I can tame it. This is where he thinks of Pokemon. This is where, well, then the system kind of glitched a little bit. And this is where, well, kill or tame. This is where, well, he said, I can tame that mother? I'm going to tame it. Yes, I'm going to have a pet tiger. And I'm going to definitely make anyone regret messing with me. Kiki. This is where Issei is kind of having this, like, evil, smilish grin. This is where, well, Issei is thinking maybe he should make his friends work out. Just like he works out sometimes. This is where, well, Issei has this evil grin in his mouth. And of course, this is where, well, he's already making a plan. He's going to tame this white tiger and make Motohama Matsui literally train with him. But mostly chasing after them with the white tiger. This is where Issei is saying. This is where he's laughing like a madman. But yeah. This is where I'm actually going to leave it off. Yes, it's 40 minutes, so I have to go do something. But other than that, bye. See you guys, and yeah, bye.